Good day, guys. Yeah, so my name is Lumide. I'm going to be your instructor for this class. So I'm going to try as much as possible to make this class interactive so that everybody benefits from it. So let me see if I can show my face. Okay, so I think it's better like this. Yeah, so this is Olumide I know. And what am I going to be telling you or teaching you today? I'm going to be teaching you on how to capture sales, expenses, credit note, receipt, automation of invoices, receipts, client portals, and so many other book records that you can do yourself using a free business cloud software, either on your phone or on your mobile or your laptop, so regardless of the device that you are using. So like I said, you just need to be attentive, try as much as possible to jot something down, and also we are also here to learn, so let's share ideas together. First, I will talk about who your instructor is. Let me talk about myself. Yeah, so this is my picture. So this is my picture here. So you can see from this level. You can see here, you can see my picture. And also you can also see me on the screen. Now, who is Lumide? Lumide is a certified Sage X3 consultant. So if you are familiar with Sage, you know that Sage X3 is their biggest product. So spent 10 years as a software consultant, over 10 years consulting on business software solutions. So I want to believe you are in good hands. And I've also been mentoring startups to becoming a professional consultant in software management. So I studied accounting and finance. I have data marketing skills, and when it comes to database management, analytics, so those are my strengths. So that is just a little about me. So you can also check my LinkedIn page. So just search for Haino Olumide on LinkedIn, or you search for Pinmetrics. So I am the co-founder to Pinmetrics, and Pinmetrics is a company that is registered under the CAC to digitize business processes. So we look at business processes and we try as much as possible to automate it. Now our categories of services are into three, which is brand identity, data marketing, and also bookkeeping or ERP deployment. So let's go to the business of today. Let's look at what this course is all about. What is the overview of this course? So first, let me ask who needs. Maybe you are asking who needs this course. I will try as much as possible to categorize those people into three, or those that actually need this course into three. The first aspect is startups who are business owners, and also they are startup as a business owners but are looking into being a professional consultant, because we are going to be breaking down into details this training. So everything I'm going to be talking about is breaking it down into pieces so that everybody can benefit from it. So if you believe you want to take this course, after taking this course you want to go into professional consultancy. This course is going to help you, and part of what we offer at Pinmetrics is to mentor people. So we mentor you, we groom you to becoming a professional business consultant. So if you get your first job or your first project, we try as much as possible to guide you through that process. Then we are also available if you have a company that wants to implement any software solution, or they are in need of a software solution. Just give us a call, then we'll come over. There's a commission on every sales that is done, so you can make a lot of money from after learning this program. I can assure you that. So this course is going to have, it comes with a manual. So it comes with a manual that shows step-by-step guide. It shows step-by-step guide on the things that you actually need to do. Aside from step-by-step guide, this video also we try as much as possible to break down all those things that you actually need to get started. So you shouldn't worry yourself about anything. I'm saying this, I'm repeating it just because I believe that it is something anybody can do. It's something anybody can do. The reason why anybody can do it is because this tutorial is coming directly from us at Pinmetrics, and we try as much as possible to break down everything that you need to learn so that you can get every bit of it. So that is why I'm telling you that you can get this. I am I'm a graduate of accounting and finance, so marrying the two, information technology and also accounting. So you should see that all that processes blends together. So you will gain a lot of things from it. So that is just about the course program. Then now let's go into gradual process into entering into the program. We need to understand what is bookkeeping and accounting. We've been hearing people talk about bookkeeping, we've been hearing people still talking about accounting, we've been hearing people talking about accounting software. So we need to look at how to balance these two things. We need to look at how to balance these two things. So I would say in a simple term that bookkeeping and accounting started with the recording of business transactions from source documents. So maybe you go out to buy a particular thing, they give you a document that supports whatever you've gone to buy. So I'm talking about a business process now. I'm not talking about maybe you going out there to buy bread. I'm not talking about that. A normal business process, you go out to buy things for the company. The company will tell you, oh, make sure you come back with a receipt. So those are the source documents showing that this transaction is actually done, that particular activity was done, because they also need to keep a record of it. So like I said, is the recording of business transactions from source documents such as the invoice, the checks, credit notes, debit notes. Now, part of this training also, you are going to be learning some of the terminologies that we use. So you are going to be learning some of the terminology that we use in business management solution, so that when I'm talking, or when you are getting used to the system, you won't be surprised. It won't be something new to you. So you are going to be seeing a lot of things. Okay, now the data are then processed to produce financial information for management use. You can see how it started. It started from the aspect whereby the transactions are being recorded. Now, when it is being recorded, so that is bookkeeping. Now, after it is being recorded, it is processed. You can say it is processed to become what's it called? Financial information for management use, which means that accounting aspect is coming in. So the aspect of accounting will now tell you that okay, you are now summarizing, you are interpreting all these business records or these transactions that have been entered. So it's either you are writing it manually or you are using the system. So I'm going to be talking about the manual aspect. So everything I'm talking about is manual, and the manual is then being backed up with a system. You understand? So like I said, bookkeeping is a systematic recording of business transactions on a regular basis. So when I say on a regular basis, it means that as it occurs, you do a transaction today, you did a transaction yesterday, so as it occurs, you are recording it down. You are recording it down because the details of recording it down day by day gives you a better analysis of your information, of that data. So if you sum them up together, your information or your data will only be limited to just few things. So you need to understand that fact. So why bookkeeping is a system of recording business transaction? You should know that accounting is concerned not only with the recording but also analyzing. So it analyze and interpret the financial transaction. So all those things that have been recorded, that is when the accountant now comes in. So the accountant will be able to process all those information and give. So now that is when that's when an automation comes in. So that automation is supposed to handle the aspect of book recording. You understand? So it's going to handle the aspect of book recording. And how are these records being captured onto the system? To record the data shouldn't be an issue, but to enter it correctly is the most important thing. And this is one of the major problems that consultants have. That is one of the major problems they have. So different people with different business processes or scenarios. So the way you interpret it actually matters on the system. You understand? So it's actually it goes a long way on the system. So that's just an overview of book recording and accounting. Now, what are these importance of book automation? Now, when I talk about bookkeeping automation, it means that you are not using the manual aspect. You are not recording date by day on the paper. You understand? Or you are not using it on Excel. You understand? You are using it on what's it called? On an accounting software. Let me use that word first. So you are using it on an accounting software, whereby you enter the sales that is being done, you enter the receipt that was gotten from a customer, the return. So those things you are doing is automation on the system, because the data are then being processed at that level. So now, one of the advantages of automating your bookkeeping is because it will give you an accurate record. It will give you an accurate record, so it gives you an accurate business report. So as long as you have entered those transactions and the whole system is well implemented, you will have an accurate business report. So you shouldn't be scared of anything when it comes to automation of bookkeeping. Now, also for tax information and assessment, it is highly important for you to have your book automated, because you will need it for tax information and assessment. You need to submit or make some kind of returns to the government on tax. So rather than you entering it separately and recording, this particular sales brought this particular VAT, so you shouldn't be doing that. The system will automatically do that for you. So for tax information and assessment, financial position, so at a glance, just because you have captured all those data, you can know the financial position of a business at any given period. You understand? You will know it at any given period. You will know it at any given period. So you need to be very careful with the information you are giving. So financial records are available. These financial records are available for planning. You understand? So you use it to plan, make some kind of budget and things like that. So you need to be very careful. Then also, key operating, investing and financing decisions are being gotten from automation of your book records. Then it's also crucial for external users like your investors. So for instance, you are requesting for a grant. You are requesting for a grant. When you are doing that, they will request for some kind of report. And what don't you think it's very interesting, and it's more professional if you have if you give them an access to say, oh, okay, these are my reports, but you can as well check with these details on my platforms, on my bookkeeping platform, so that they can actually see that what you are doing is correct. You understand? So that it allows you to get all these grants. Also, you apply for loan and investment at any point in time. So that is what this automation can actually do for you. So you need to be very, very careful and also be able to automate your processes to the least. So those are just the crucial aspect of the automation. Now let's go to understanding what we call business management. Business management solutions. What do we understand by business management solutions? So understanding business management solution, what's the overview like? So it's more like you saying that the business management solutions or software are applications that help businesses. It helps to support business, improve and automate their processes. You understand? To eliminate errors, reporting activities, and to increase overall efficiency and effectiveness. So those are the things that are related to business management solution. So as at this point now, we are not looking at book record alone. We are not looking at book recording alone. We are looking at different management solutions, or let me say different processes that are then being merged into one. They are being merged into one. For instance, supply chain process. Supply might be using a different application. Accounting and finance might be using a different application. Customer service might be using a different application. But when you have them integrated together, when you have them infused together, it is then known as business management solution. So if you have a solution, if I provide a solution that says that we are going to automate all your business processes or key processes in terms of when, let me use the example of someone, maybe part of the processes in your office is to say, okay, in situation whereby you need a laptop, you need to raise a requisition. So which department handles the aspect of the requisition? IT. Just using an example. Okay, IT. Now before you get to the IT, what happens? Which software is being used to do that? Now, okay, get to the IT approve it, then there is a kind of workflow that should go on. You understand? So these are just infusing all these processes together. Now, when it needs to be purchased, they send it to let's say a supply chain. Supply chain looks at it and say, okay, do we have this in stock? Oh, okay, maybe they don't know if it's okay. Maybe they send it to the material management department. Oh, please, can you help us confirm? Do we have this? Because IT has requested for this. So those in material management looks at it and say, oh, we don't have. Okay, so it triggers something to them at supply chain. Okay, they don't have. maybe we should raise what we call a request from our supplier. So maybe they say the request from their supplier, that is when request for quotation comes in. Maybe they send a mail to all their suppliers. Oh, please, can you send us request? Can you send us quotation on this our particular request? Everybody starts sending it. So all those processes can actually be managed, with a software. You understand? So those processes together and then being understood to be business management solution. You understand? So if you look at what is written here, business management software by definition is an application or set of programs. So it is not just one program that help business support, improve and automate their processes. Such software assists in eliminating errors, completing business tasks, reporting activities, and increases overall efficiency and effectiveness. All in all, a business management tool or company's management system is designed in such a way that it meets the requirements of business process in more efficient. So it needs to consider what is happening in that company. Of course, everybody have different processes, so we can't have a solution that works for everybody, but there will be a solution or integrating different solutions together that at the end of the day will meet the need of a particular company. So the first thing as a consultant is that you need to understand the solution you are providing. You need to understand the need of the customer. Customers will come to you and tell you want to automate our system. First thing you need to ask them, okay, are you using manual before? Are you using a software before? So what is the software you are using? What is lacking in that one? Why are they opting out for and not that one? So those are things as a consultant that you need to know. So you now help them fit in that space. As a consultant, one application shouldn't be enough for you to understand processes. At least you should have 2 or 3 applications that you have gone through, so that when a client is talking, in your head you are already providing a kind of solution that will work for them. Now, and also it shouldn't be direct. There's no software that will be direct. There are some that the processes would have to be adjusted either to fit the system or the system fits the processes. So those are the things that as a consultant you need to know. If you don't know those things, as a business software consultant, then there will be some kind of challenges for you to win some deals, and you won't be having returns on customers or clients. So you need to understand all that. So there are so many factors that go into considering choosing a management software for your business. It depends on factors such as the size, the need, the tasks and processes that need to be automated. These are the things that I have said earlier. You understand? So now if we look at what are the features of our business management software. Sorry, let me try to take this up again. So what are the features of this software? So the features could be, like I said, one of it is integration of business processes. You need to integrate all business processes together. That the solution you are providing must be able to integrate at least 80% of their processes. 80% of their process. That is when you can say you are providing a solution to them. Except maybe when they say, oh, we just need for account alone. So you know that okay, whatever they are requesting for is what you are also deploying for them. Then operation traceability, it means that from a particular, from each of these departments, or from each of these activities that are being carried out, transactions that move around must be traceable. It's not like I do a transaction from procurement and getting to finance, it has disappeared. It should be traceable. There should be a number, a document number. There should be a user audit ID that goes along with those things. So as a consultant, you need to know all that. You need to know all that. So if you are not looking at the aspects of consulting, you might decide to skip some of these aspects of videos I'm talking about, this aspect of the training. But even you that are not if you are going to bring somebody in, you also need to explain this to them, or let them. You might not explain it to them because it is something they should know, but you already know what you are looking out for. It helps you to say, okay, let me watch. If this consultant actually knows what he's doing, you understand how it goes now. So you know, okay, so how does the data now move? If you immediately say, oh, okay, the data disappears, you cannot go back to the source document to find it, then it is a red flag. It is a red flag. So you need to be careful about that. Then also, one of the best features is excellent user experience. So the users should be able to interact with the interface, which means that the interface must be very simple to use. It must be very, very simple to use. Like, it should be something like they would want to play with at every point in time. They want to look at the system, they want to check, oh, okay, I made a transaction yesterday, this is how I did it, and it's straightforward. Not like I have to go, just because I want to go into receipt, I have to go like 5 or 7 steps. I should be able to click on my dashboard, that receipts come out, then you get a receipt immediately. So those are the things you need to consider when you are looking at the features of BMS, which is business management software. Then you should have your data always at hand. So every time you must have your data. You should be able to call up your data at any point in time. At any point in time, be able to call up your data and say, oh, okay, this data was done 2 years ago, and 2 years ago when you checked it, it's still intact. Now, you want to make analytics on this particular data, you should be able to do that. So those are the things you need to do as a consultant. You need to look out for all those things. So business management software should be able to provide you your data at any time. Then also data security is another key thing that is important. Your software or your business management solution must have that integrity, must have data integrity. So that security must be there. That security must be there. So you can also provide additional security to it, maybe using firewall or improving it with SSL. Those are the things. So that data must be there. That security must be there at all points in time. So now, what are the importance that we get from a business management solution? Business management solution enforces compliance. If it's not enforcing compliance, then it's a red check. It must enforce compliance. Or let me use this word. It should be available for your legislation. Let me use that word. It should be available for your legislation. So legislation means the law that guides the land. So it must be available for that. Then whatever law that is being given, your business management solution must you should be able, you should give room for flexibility. You should give room for flexibility so that you can, oh okay, the compliance, the legislation dropped today has a little change in it, then it's just for you to go to the setup and just do some changes, and you should just make sure it has that compliance level, so that you can reduce manual processes. Then automation saves time and money. Automation saves time and money. So at every point in time when you've automated your system, all you just need to do is, it shouldn't be the aspect whereby you have entered your data at the same time you are the one drawing up your report manually. No, it shouldn't be. The system should be able to do that. So that time you are supposed to be using to draw up that report manually, you should be able to use it for something else. You should be able to use it for something else. So that is that. Then also you should save money in terms of, maybe you should reduce paperwork. Maybe you need to print, you shouldn't print again. So if there is a process, if there is a workflow, the system should be able to tell you that, oh, you should be able to define a kind of workflow in it. You should be able to define a kind of workflow in it so that it gets to the next person, maybe the next level of approval, then before it moves on. Not we should be the technology is gradually removing the aspect of paperwork. Is gradually removing the process of paperwork. So this, it will save you money, it will also save you time. Well, at initial deployment it might be expensive. But in long term it should be able to save you that money. Then it also helps to reduce mistakes. It helps to reduce mistakes. Now I've been in a situation whereby people try to compare Excel to a business management solution. It's not the same thing. It is not the same thing. In terms of security, they are not the same thing. So if you make any changes to maybe a cell or a particular formula is lost on Excel, the whole data is messed up and you might not even know. But there's a check at every point on your business management solution. There's a check on it at every point in time. So it is a programmed application. So if it is not working from beginning, then it will not work for you. So in between the line, except maybe there was an update that you do. So now part of the things we usually recommend, even if you do updates, if you make an update on your business management solution, the best thing for you to do is to do a test run. Do a test run of it. So when you do a test run of it, it helps you to know that, okay, does this still maintain the integrity that you have created for it? You understand? So that is the aspect of that. Then also assist a company gain customers' trust. For instance, if the CRM, if you have a situation whereby what's it called? You have a support and you are taking you have CRM installed on your system or deployed for you. Now you can use that CRM to interact with your customer. So it's like they are gaining trust with you. So immediately a complaint is raised. It's automatically sent to the person that is supposed to resolve it. So immediately it goes there, somebody just have to resolve it immediately. You understand? So it helps the company to gain customers' trust, and it also providing the aspect of the client portal. By the time that, okay, I tell my clients, go to your portal, You can always check at any point in time for your data. So they know that they are also involved. So they are looking at their data as you are updating. They are also looking at it. They make comments on it and it gets to them. So these are the things that actually helps the business. You understand? So it helps you to gain customers' trust. Then it helps you for real-time data. So it is not like a doctored data. It is a real-time. You understand? You're capturing your transaction in real time. You're getting your information in real time. So rather than you sending reports to your management at every point in time, as long as they are keying in transactions, you are confirming the transaction. As an accountant, if an application has been deployed for you, if a business management solution was deployed for you, when transactions have been done, you should be able to check if it's actually correct, at least once in a while. You understand? So it gets to the management and they don't need to go back. Now when it comes to operation also, activities that have been done, they should be able to pull it at any point in time. I want to know all leads that comes in for a particular period. I should be able to get that. So in real time, I don't need your staff might be on the field. So as they are working, you are also doing your home from your hand. You understand? You don't need to do so many stress on it. So those are just the only things. Now we have so many terminologies that are being used in business management solution, like CRM, integration, payment gateways. All these things are being used, and you need to understand the terminologies that are being used. You need to understand it. So that when you get to a client side, when they are talking, you won't be a novice to it. You shouldn't be a novice to it. You should be able to understand. Oh, they talked about account payable. What is account payable? They talked about account receivable. What does it mean to have account receivable? The hedging. What does it mean? So all these things are terminologies that are being used. So and these terminologies are also embedded in the manual I'm going to be sharing with you. So you need to also look at those manuals. So like the third-party application. So as long as that application does not come with your application or does not come with that software, it's a third party. So for instance, if I have designed a system for a client and is working, but they need a particular process and that is not available there, and because I'm deploying a business management solution for them, I can tell them, oh, let's get this third-party application. So it is developed by different vendor or a programmer, a different person. But just because it suits your need, then you need to integrate it to your home processes. So there are so many ways of integration. So at times there is what we call API. So they exchange data at every point in time. So those are the things you need to also make inquiries on. Account period. What does it mean for account period? That is the transaction period that is broken down. Let me use the word financial year. So that financial year is that calendar year for every company to report its financial activities. Now, these financial activities are then being broken down. They have been broken down into periods. So let me use example of, I don't want to use this example before, but I think I just need to use it. Example of a year. So if I say financial year, it does not mean it has to be January to December. No. But there are most situations whereby company uses calendar year. Yeah, that is their own financial period. So if I say my financial year is 2021, that is the year at which I am reporting my transaction. So every transaction that I do goes into 2021. So what about if I want to know the activities for each period? You understand? What if I want to know it by period? That is the section, the reporting section of each financial year. That's what it means. So for instance, I can decide I want to know from January to March. That's a quarter. So I want to know the transaction that happened there. So all those things are financial periods. So so these are things that you need to understand about the terminologies. Then we looked at, okay, like account payable also. The account payable is when you are dealing with your vendors, you want to know the unpaid money that your company is yet to give to your vendor. That is what your company is owing. Just like you saying liability. Yeah, but this time around it now has to do with your vendors, those people that supplies you. You understand? So how much are you owing them? So what are the things, what are the elements of account payable? Now the other aspect is account receivable too. So the aspect of account receivable have to do with customers, whereby you want to be able to monitor the activities that goes around your customer. So you will be able to know at a glance how much this particular customer is owing you, how much this group of customers are owing you. You understand? So aging also is for you to say numbers of days of the age of an invoice. You understand? The age of an invoice. How long has that invoice been in existence? You understand? Through using transaction date. Transaction date is the date at which that transaction occur. That's the date at which you are recording it. For instance, if I have a transaction that happened last week and I'm recording it today, today does not mean my transaction date. This is just, today is just a creation date. So these are, you can see that I'm using some terminologies already. So creation date is different from transaction date. I am creating it today doesn't mean the sales happened today. That transaction did not happen today. That transaction happened like last week. So when last week? What day last week? You understand? So those are the dates. You need to enter it there. But because the system should have a log period, should be able to monitor your audit trail. So your system will also record it that, oh, even though you have entered last week as your transaction day, the created date is this date. You understand? Those are the kind of integrity of the system I'm talking about. So those are the kind of integrity of business management solution that you need to look at every point in time. So because when it comes to audit trail, I can decide that, oh, okay, maybe somebody passed a reversal or did something and I need to monitor what was done. You understand? For me to be able to monitor what was done, I'll just go to the audit trail to say, okay, I want to know the created date. It brings out the created date. Now, under the created date, as a column on the created date, it will show you the transaction date the person used, who used it, what did the person do. You understand? So these are the things that you need to understand. So I've talked about transaction date. I've talked about, okay, back order also. So back order. Okay, let me talk about stock. So if you have, that is, those are the goods that you keep in your store with the intention of reselling. So you say, I have stock of this thing, I have inventory of this particular item. You have that intention that you want to resell it. You have that you want to resell it. It is different from when you say consumables. These are terms I'm talking about. So consumables they are more like your product also, but you don't have intention of selling them. But maybe because, okay, for instance, tissue paper, but because you want to monitor how it is being utilized. You understand? So these are things that you need to know. So stock, yeah, you are dealing with phones. So because you want to sell the phone, you put it in your warehouse, you put it in your store. So when you put it there, the total value of it should be there. The quantity that makes up each item should be there. You understand? So it gives you, okay, an overview. So when you even use it, when you utilize it, the system automatically reduces it. That is for stock. So for back order is if you have something we call negative stock, if you have enabled negative stock, wow, it seems I'm giving you too many terminologies here. but you can check the manual to see some of these things that maybe I didn't remember to talk about. So negative stock is you don't have stock. You understand? You don't have stock, but you want the system to make sales when you sell, but it will make the sales. You understand? But it will now put it under what we call back order. You understand? It will put it under what we call back order, which means on your back order you have a negative stock. So immediately stock comes in when you enter, when you tell the system, oh, new stock have come in place, the system will go and remove it to offset your back order. So there are so many things. We have quantity on hand. You understand? You have committed stock. So these are terminologies that are being used. Now implementation. What is implementation? That is just a process of configuring your business management software. You are configuring it to suit the need of your client or of the particular company. You understand? You configure it. Oh, they tell you, oh, okay, this customer, I have 5 customers and these are their details. Master files. What do you mean by master files? You are going to know what master files is when we are going into the transactions in detail. So these are the things that you just need to do. I've talked about integration. Okay, maybe not. Integration is attaching 2 programs together. Yeah, integrating 2 programs together. So you want them to handshake. Let me use the word. You want them to handshake. That is, when transaction is being done here, it reflects here, or it has an impact on the other one. You understand? So those are the things that you just need to understand with some of these terminology. There are so many terminology. There's customer, there's vendors, there are what is it called? All these balance sheet items, all of them are terminology. So if you are not an accountant, you think you want to look at those things, then these terminologies are also peculiar, because some of these terminologies also work with operations of each industry. So if it is an industry that is into manufacturing, so they'll start telling you what is it called, MRP, material requisition plan. So at times, if you are familiar with business processes, then some of these business processes terminologies are also embedded with a business management software. You understand? So those are just the basic things I can explain to you on introduction to business management, bookkeeping, and accounting. So many things that you can also learn. So I think I've been able to complete this session. Then we can move to the next session. So the next session is now introducing to you what's it called, the invoicing aspect. So how do you capture your sales on this? So there's an invoicing platform that will be able to do that. So that's the next session we are going to go into. So as at now, to benefit from some of our special offers and training, please follow us on Facebook and Instagram, PinMetrics, LinkedIn, PinMetrics Limited. You can call me, you can WhatsApp me at any point in time. Then you can send us a mail, support@pinmetrics.com. Then also check our website. So I remain Olumide Olayinka. So thank you and have a good day. Bye.